Alright, so I just woke up, but I have an epiphany. You can see the eye bags. Gotta fix those. But we are going to talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 yet again. I actually have thought about a worry that some people might have about this new game that's gonna come out. So first, what we're gonna do is react to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 8 developer tips for surviving, because I have not seen that. And then I have something to add to it that I just want people that are expecting for this game to be at least aware of. So let's get right into the video. I really wanted to see what this is because I don't know how I have not seen it. It came out 11 days ago. I'm 11 days late. So let's see. Let's get right into it.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a direct sequel to a notoriously unforgiving medieval RPG. Our hero, Henry, is a bit more experienced after the events of his last adventure.
Yes, which is what we are expecting.
And the evolved and streamlined combat system should ease you into things a little bit more. After all, he's not just a village lad waving a stick around anymore.
Nope. That's what I'm excited for.
But like the first game, KCD2 isn't a power fantasy.
Always remember that Henry isn't a superhero. The world, especially...
That's, I think, the appealing point of the game, because it's different from other games like this, right?
At the beginning is dangerous. You don't have any real equipment. Everything will be hard to achieve, and that's intentional. We really like when the progression in the world feels very rewarding.
And so, in this month's IGN First, we've worked with the developers at Warhorse to put together a small list of survival tips that can help you through your first several days in the bandit-infested countryside of 1403 Bohemia. On guard!
Hey, look, I'm just gonna say this again. I know IGN has a lot of like shit reviews and people hate on IGN for many reasons, which I am not against. It's fine. It's good. I agree with all of them. But they're doing God's work with this KCD stuff. They're really in on it. So they got a lot of the KCD fans watching their videos. And from what I see until now, they're doing a pretty good job with this game. They're doing a better job than other games. I know it's not IGN doing that, it's Kingdom Come Deliverance doing all the work, but still, it's pretty good.
You're not going to find MMO-style quest givers with big exclamation marks above their heads here.
Calling out
Those
WoW
weren't
like that?
invented until the early 2000s. But if you're willing to do a little eavesdropping, you might come across some helpful rumors.
So my first tip would be really listen what people are saying and explore.
Yeah.
Welcome. You can buy everything you need from me, but excuse the selection. A few days ago, when I was returning with new goods, the horse got spooked and my wagon tipped into the pond.
A lot of times people will give this little tip about that somewhere, I don't know, some merchant caravan was like ambushed. And you can go really there, you can find useful...
Yo, that's like old school gaming. Wait. Let him finish. Let him finish. Alright, that's it. Okay, so... Oh my god. Yo. Have any of you played the Elder Scrolls games? Because I haven't played Morrowind, but Skyrim and Oblivion are like on top for me. I started with Oblivion, alright? And a lot of the videos that used to come out back then is how the Elder Scrolls games are now dumbed down because they're too easy. They're Ubisofted. Everything is quest markers. Everything is shown exactly where it is. So think about it from this perspective. Morrowind would have been too hard right now. They just gave you directions of where to go, essentially. They didn't actually show you on the map. And you had to pay attention. But it wasn't voice acted, so you had to read it all. And nowadays, with our fucking TikTok brain rot, like, we can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But what I think Kingdom Come is doing is kind of like in the first game where they give you an area. It's gonna be somewhere around here. So at least it kind of helps you out. But you have to listen still. You have to immerse yourself. That is what is going to set Kingdom Come apart yet again from all these other games.
It's also important to think about all the ways you can stack the deck in your favor before the clash of steel rings out. Especially early on, charging in without a plan is a great way to get yourself killed.
definitely use all the tools you have. You can kill somebody from stealth at first. You can lure some people
Yo,
away.
that looked personal,
So the
bro.
combat is
That looked
easier.
personal.
What was that sound? What was that?
You can poison your weapons, for example, so you will have easier combat.
Yeah,
there
that's
are
sick.
people in the world that can teach you something about combat.
The famous Master Tomcat visits
That one's
your
pretty
region,
casual,
and
that's
you
normal. It's good to
yokels
have.
Don't even appreciate it.
It's good to
Especially
have.
Master Tomcat in Nomad Camp, one of your first destinations, because he can teach you new combos, new moves. You can improve with them. You can practice with them. It's a really good place to like gain some free skills. Or if you prefer ranged weapons, there are some shooting contests.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that was not just a contest. Just a fair guess, though.
If you play a lot of action games these days, you're probably used to how a stamina meter works. But in KCD2, it's a little different, and you'll need to learn how to balance
Yo,
your
look at the
stamina
dog.
use between
Look at the dog, how he's actually saving your ass. That's
attack
oh,
and
shit.
defense.
Yo, you and oh my
Attacks that
god.
hit any area where you're currently armored can be absorbed, but only if you have the stamina for it.
So if you have some armor, usually your enemy...
Yeah, that we know. That we know. I know how that works. I know how that works.
getting warmed up, you shit.
Yep, your armor breaks. Yeah. That is essentially the same thing from the first game, which is going to be like that might be one of the issues, but I'll talk about it. Don't worry.
KCD2 strives to deliver a historically authentic experience, and that extends to its combat. For example, if you're used to old school RPGs, you might be surprised to find how different kinds of armor work in this world.
There's a lot of misconceptions about historical armor, that they were like super heavy and that people
Yeah.
in heavy armor couldn't move. And it's not true. It was introduced by some movies, but it really is not true. If you layer your armor correctly, you're really able to move quite freely. It doesn't mean it doesn't affect your movement at all or your stamina regeneration. Even in our game, it's
This just means that the game actually did its research. It's historical research. And they know how to add it so that it's fun to play still while not be like, it's not making it too realistic to the point of like, but at the same time applying the real realism and not just what Hollywood made armors feel like, I guess. They're adding the truth to
still
it a little
does,
bit
but
while
you
making
can
it fun.
remedy that by improving some of your skills. For example, if you have high agility and high strength, you can really carry a lot more armor on yourself. But there's always
Yo.
a choice what armor you will equip. If you really want to, you can do really agile warrior, mostly bows and stealth, and in combat, really high stamina regeneration. But I still think that if you have the stats for it, going for the proper layered armor is the
I
best
mean,
strategy.
from what they showed last time, you have armor presets, so you can just preset and change it, which is so helpful. Thank you for that. Like, if I could have, I think there's 3. I would have one very heavy armor. I would have one like light, roguish, stealthy, whatever armor, and then I would have one like just nobleman's clothes or just clothes, like either for the moment peasant or whatever it is, right? Just regular civilian clothes
you can employ.
with like maybe a dagger on the side,
Go and strip, Henry. Fellas, come and help us get out of this armor.
Oh, this is what I'm excited for. Oh,
The
I'm
first
excited
Kingdom
for
Come
this.
Deliverance began with helping your father make a sword, but that was only possible in that one cutscene.
Yes.
In KCD2 though, Henry can take up his dear old dad's profession for real, and a good blade fetches a high price.
There's
Oh
very
my
minimal
God,
UI.
I'm so
You really
down.
have to do all those things you really have to do even in the game. You have to heat the sword, you have to check how temperature of the blade is, and you check it by just looking at the blade, and you have to correctly gauge the color.
Yo,
of the
that's
blade.
so
I think
cool.
It's a really cool minigame. But
Like when you have to correctly gauge the color and the style. Oh my, yo, that means you're genuine. Like, guys, we can become blacksmiths. I don't know if any of you had this, but when I was a little bit younger, I always thought, wouldn't it be cool to be a blacksmith after having played all these like RPG games? And like this game, this game allows you to like actually invest yourself
So a
in it.
very good source of money at the beginning. There's one quest at the beginning which will introduce you to a smith, and you can help
And you
him,
hammer it yourself.
And he will also give you extra.
Wait. Let's look at the buttons.
You to a smith, you can help him. And
Rotate the workpiece to the forge. Move workpiece, so you can move it around. Press a button to like hit it, or I guess rotate it. And okay, if you press, okay, he's gonna smith. And he's gonna hit it until, I guess, you don't press escape. I'm not sure. We can see how it works when the game comes out.
A blacksmithing place where you can do that.
Yo, I want to make swords and I want to sell them, bro.
And
Enjoy
if
a
you're
nice
not
brew.
fond of pounding ingots into shape, you can also pick up Henry's old alchemy habit from the previous game, which has also been streamlined a bit.
It's been streamlined.
Faster to do potions now.
Nice.
So it's also a very good source of money at early game. And there's also a lot of useful perks. Pretty early on, you can unlock a perk that will unlock new tiers of potions, which are very powerful, and it can help with many things. For
To be fair though, I don't know if I'm a big potion and poison guy. I might try it out though, you know, like this looks like the type of game that would make you do new things in games like these, which is why this is different from the rest of them. So maybe Kingdom Come will be the game where I really genuinely try to go for actual potions and poisons. Or maybe not, maybe I'll just pick up a sword and, you know, rest is history.
For example, there's stats requirements for some weapons. So if you have this potion, it's easier for you. Or, you can heal yourself a little bit. You can also
Healing is
sell
good,
those
obviously.
potions. They sell for a pretty hefty sum.
Like if I ever have to make potions, for sure a healing one is in there. It's gonna be the most used, I'm sure.
Bold of you. You steal something from us and then you go walking around with it on. That's not happening.
But what if you'd rather not bother with an honest day's work at all?
Alright, let's see.
After all, what's the fun in a big open world with guards and laws if you can't go on a criminal rampage?
Facts.
KCD2 has you covered there as well.
If you are not afraid to do some shady work, stealing and selling horses is really a big source of income. So you have to first search for people which will buy the horses. And once
Okay.
again, it is the nomad camp. So I suggest going there. And if you want to do something like this, it's a really good source of income.
Okay, so you don't just straight up like steal shit and then whatever, like try to figure it out. You can actually find people that are willing to buy stolen goods and then go get it for them. But this is all by yourself. It's not, from what I'm understanding, it's not just a quest, like a Thieves Guild quest where you go join the guild and they tell you go steal a horse. That probably also exists. But I'm sure this gives you the freedom to like just be a thief. Just straight up, like just be a thief. And that's it. Oh, it's
I've
so
got a horse
sick, bro.
for you here.
What do you want to do with him?
I want to exchange him for a groschen.
For this one, I will give you this much.
Well, how much? 80?
That works
Haggle
for me.
that bitch up.
I'll take it.
Haggle
Here
it
is
up.
the silver. I will handle it from here.
But it's still sick though.
If
Saddle
you're
up.
going to be a proper knight though, you're going to need a steed of your own.
Yeah.
And it won't do to ride around on a stolen one, because someone might recognize it and report you to the law after all. Luckily, there's a quick way to obtain one more legitimately.
Getting a horse
Buying it?
early is really useful. It will vastly expand your inventory and obviously could move way faster. Horses are very expensive, but there is a little surprise at Semine Fortress, so definitely go there. It's a good place to get your starting horse. There are three
Alright.
main types of horses. One is like the workhorse. It has the highest inventory.
Yeah.
capacity. War horse in any
Yeah, I
combat,
know there's
but it
different
drop you off
types of
instantly.
horses.
So
So, alright. So, I like this. This is like, this is more like it lets you know, it's like keep being hyped. I think these are videos made for people that are fans and that are looking for the game to come out, right? Now, I'm reacting to this, right? But the reason I reacted to this was not only because I wanted to watch the video, which is one of the reasons, but also because one of the creators that I watch and that I really like has actually spoken about this game. And he said something that I hadn't really thought about, but in hindsight I should have, because the same thing happened with God of War and with Zelda, in my opinion. So I reacted to this video in advance as kind of like a minor response, but look at what I'm talking about. So it's my guy Ranton, and he's talking about 2025 will be the best year for gaming and all the games he's hyped for. Now, he doesn't trash talk the game, so don't worry about that. But look at what he says, and it's very interesting to me.
I don't want to start the whole rant, but I'm gonna make a prediction now. I gave the first game a 9 out of 10. I think it's excellent, even though I have.
See, he's talking about the first game, what he thinks of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, 9.5 out of 10. He said.
I'm gonna make a prediction now. I gave the first game a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Excellent, even
All
though
right.
I have significant problems with it. My prediction for the second game is that it's going to be. I'm gonna say insanely, but I'm thinking insultingly. But I'm not saying that. It's going to be
He's thinking but not saying it.
insanely iterative. This game is coming out 8 years after the
Which means it's gonna be the same thing again.
previous game. I think it's going to be almost the exact same game. We're gonna have some UI changes as always, some
UI
changes in the
changes,
details. If
changes
you want
in
more of the same,
details.
that's fine. I think when a certain amount of years pass, I expect more innovation. That's my prediction. Could be wrong, but from everything I've seen, looks like the exact same thing.
So here's what I.
Still excited to see it. That's why it's on the list.
Okay, exactly. So see, that's what I'm saying. He's not hating on the game. He's really not. So I don't have a problem against that. But you know, for me, the reason I watched this first video was to actually show exactly that. Like, yes, there's going to be some things that are kind of like the same. If you like the game, then you're probably gonna like the second game. I liked God of War 2018. I loved God of War 2018, sorry. But I really liked Ragnarok because it was kind of the same, but you know. And the same thing goes for Zelda. But Kingdom Come, I feel like from all they've shown, has actually advanced so much the way the citizens work. Instead of reading books now, you do scholarship, which increases your skills in a higher level in a different way. And in my opinion, that is what Kingdom Come needs. Because if they were to, I don't know, like, if you were to try to fix the issue he has with it, what would you have done? That's what I'm interested to know. Because if he was to ask me, let's say personally, hey, can you change this thing in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 so it doesn't feel iterative? I would say, all right, but what do you mean? Do you mean that swords and armor is iterative? Or the fact that it's a medieval type of setting? Or like which part of it is iterative to? Because the map is bigger, we know that. There is now a actual big ass city, which the developer, the creator Daniel Vavra himself has said that they focused more on a good jam-packed city full of content rather than 18 different cities and kind of like just sprinkle a couple of things in there, kind of like Hogwarts Legacy, I guess, or sadly to say even Skyrim a little bit. But Skyrim is gold, and Skyrim also came out in 2011, so shut the fuck up. I guess more like Starfield, instead of like Starfield, where a lot of planets, nothing to do. They made one city, a lot to do. But the point is, from what we see until now, whatever they had in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 that worked, they seem to have genuinely improved. The skill system has improved, where now you don't have to choose, oh, you're a good drunk, but shit at everything when you're not. They actually made them more like choosable in a sense. The alchemy is more streamlined and faster now, so it's not as tedious. Now there's blacksmithing. That's a whole new skill that people would love. The fighting has a one less direction now, but it's supposedly a little bit harder because now the enemies are stronger, but Henry's also better. The story is going to have more cutscenes, like, and story-wise, I'm assuming is going to actually advance more. This is, again, all what they promised, so it might not happen this way, but from what I'm seeing, this is essentially the best they could have done. I mean, I don't know, unless they straight up add magic to the game, which would kind of go against the values of what they set out to do. I don't see how else they could make something that wouldn't seem iterative from a point of view. But this is just my response to that. Like, I straight up don't want to, like, I don't think he's hating. He's still excited for the game, and he gave a 9 on 10 for the first one. That's a very good rating overall. And I also am, like, this is my most anticipated game of 2025, of course. And yes, we know there's GTA 6. Let's not talk about that right now, even though I'm super hyped. But anyways, I just really wanted to show you guys this. Let me know what y'all think. Yeah, subscribe, please. We hit 600 subscribers. We're on the way to 700, on the way to 1,000, baby. Hit that button, please. And yeah, share with a friend. On that note, Kenat's out. Peace, guys.